Hi everyone, my name is Piterpakulski. Today we'll continue building financial model for a Uber, Lyft or taxi financial model from scratch. And today we have a very interesting topic. We will be modeling parts costs. So during previous video we were modeling dealership periodic maintenance. So for example, you have a service intervals and you have some expenses inside the dealership, but you may also be buying some parts outside these intervals, and this will also be your cost as well, and you have to model all these costs. So all these costs outside, for example, official dealership, we will also be able to model, and today's video will be devoted to modeling parts costs. So maybe this video will be useful for you. You may give us a like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. You can also order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that. At the end screen of this video I will give you the link to the playlist where I will be keeping all these tutorials, and when I finish this model I will give you all the tutorial, the links in the description of this video as well, so you may watch them one by one from scratch. So what we did earlier, let's quickly run through what we already did during previous tutorials. So we have blue cells are our inputs. So we have different types of trips. We can specify their mileage of the trips, duration, revenue per trip. We can switch them on and off. We can add coefficients to mileage, duration, revenues to play with these parameters during scenario modeling. Then we created the picture of revenue for Monday, specifying the amount of trips, adding coefficients, adding different switchers on and off for a future scenario analysis. So we created the portraits of the amount of services for each day of the week, from Monday to Saturday. Then a block of inputs where we're able to switch on and off different days of the week to see what will be the financial efficiency if we, for example, work only from Monday till Friday. Here we have coefficients for amount of services. Then we have some limitation system for mileage and duration to make us be able to live in the world of realistic numbers. Then we calculated the revenues of inside the typical year, revenues, mileage per month inside the typical year. Then we specified when we are going to start the operating activity, year and month. Then we create the block of inputs where we specified how fast we are going to reach our target revenues from the moment when we start operating activity. Then we specified the maximum mileage of the car. So when the car reaches this mileage, we're going to sell it. So this car becomes old. Then we started with working on the periodic dealership maintenance. So this is the mileage on the odometer. This is the cost of service at the dealership. This is the coefficient for these costs. And then we automatically get the dealership costs. And here we get the totals. So now let's hide these. So let's create a new block of inputs. So first of all, what we need to do, we need to go to the virtual odometer and start counting the months of operating activity of our car. Because, for example, this is one car, here we sell this car and buy another one. So at this point, at April 27, we're buying a new car, and here in this point the odometer starts counting its mileage. So first of all, we need to count months of operating activity of our cars. So let's insert here a new line, and operating activity, let's call it operating activity of a car. Let's name it like this. So the formula for the first month of this horizon will be, if this value is more than 0, we will put 1, otherwise 0. For the next month we will have a different formula. So if this one equals to 0 and this value equals to 0, I will put 0. The second part of this formula will be, if this one is 0 and this is more than 0, we will put 1. Then if this value is less than this value, we will put 1, otherwise this value plus 1. Now I'm closing all the brackets. Now I'm going to extrapolate this formula to the right. Let's see what we have. So here we can see how the life cycle of the first car starts. So here we can see the end of the life cycle. A new life cycle of the new car starts counting. So what we will do now, we will write a simple formula. I would like to see what is the maximum cycle of the car. So I just use the max formula and find the maximum value inside this line. So now we know that the maximum life cycle of the car, according to the parameters that we specified earlier, is 41 months. So for example, if we are going to sell it earlier, when it reaches, for example, 300,000 miles, so we can see that the car reaches this mileage at the end of the 20, so it will take 22 months to reach this number on the odometer. So sometimes it will be 22 months, sometimes this will be 26 months. So here we have 22, 23, 22, 26. So this is needed. Why we need this month count? We will be now we need to link costs, parts costs, to these numbers. So what we will do now, this will be periodic dealership maintenance. Now I will create parts costs. So here will be operating activity month number, format cells, so this will be here we will put the month of operating activity. This will be a new block of inputs. So let's say that the maximum we will have 110 years of operating activity of the car. We won't be using it 100%, but still. Let's add 20. Let's add 20 lines. So this will be the number of month of operating activity. Here we have these months from left to right. Here we specify parts costs. This will be nominated in dollars. I will add here a coefficient for scenario play. Parts costs coefficient. So this will be the input, so I'm coloring it with blue color. So I can put here any numbers. So these are the inputs. I will color them with blue. The next column will be parts costs plus coefficient. I will use this cell multiplied on this coefficient. So if I would like to increase the parts costs on 30%, I will do like this, or decrease and take 80% of the base values. I can do it here. And now let's put these expenses inside the timeline. So I will create a new timeline. I will name it parts costs. So here I will write parameter parts costs, this line is going to be red because this is an expense. This will go to the cash flow statement, and the formula here will be very simple. I will use VLOOKUP. So I will be searching for this value. So this is the line where we are counting the months of operating activity of the car. So we are searching for this value. We are searching this value in this table.
We will need the third column. So this is the expense linked to the parts expense, part costs linked to the specific month of operating activity. So we'll need 1, 2, 3, column number 3, and we will need exact match. We're closing the bracket. We're going to freeze this table. Then, if error, we will put here the 0, then we're pressing enter, and then we're going to extrapolate the story to the right. So how it works? So for example, we have the 15th month of operating activity is $264. Here they are. Okay, let's put here 100% of values. 15th 15 month of operating activity, $330. So here we have, we're going here, going up. Here we can see the 15th month operating activity of the car, and here we will be able to see $330 of expense on parts. Then when we buy the car again, so here we see that the new car starts. We have 15 months of operating activity of this car, and we have $330 of costs on parts again. So we managed to optimize the parts costs. So these are the dealership expenses, these are parts expenses. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You may give us a like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. You can also order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that. At the end screen of this video I will give you the link to the playlist where I will be placing all these tutorials, and when I'm finished with this financial model I will place all the links on the tutorials in the description
of this video as well, so you may watch them for free one by one from scratch. So thank you guys for watching, see you next videos, thank you and bye.